Hello and welcome to Catalyze Music Academy. My name is Zaak Kerstetter. I'm an Ableton Certified Trainer. And today I want to talk about what I think is probably the greatest feature in all of Ableton Live. And I'm not being hyperbolic, and it sounds kind of like a clickbaity kind of title, but I'm actually being serious here. This is actually the thing I think is the best. And of course, I am talking about the capture function. So before we dive into what the capture function is and how it works, I do want to let you know, if you are enjoying the content on the channel, please feel free to subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, go ahead and like and comment and all the YouTube stuff, whatever. So capture, if you're not aware of what capture does, it basically is always recording MIDI. So no matter what you do, if you play MIDI, Live will receive it and it will record it in the background for you. So for example, if I just play a few notes, there's my beautiful performance, and I hit this little button right here. This is the capture button, the little kind of like box within a box. I hit the capture button. There's my performance of all of those notes. This will also include if you like have space in between them. So if you like play some notes and then you like take a break for a little bit and you like do something else and then you come back and play some other notes, play something else, hit this button. Here's the last couple of notes that I played, but here are those other two notes I played earlier, including all of the empty space in between them. So you can just hit capture and just play for a very long time and even like stop playing for a second and then keep playing, and then it'll record all of that. Really, really, really useful. So a couple important things about capture. Number one, there are a few things that will reset your capture. So for example, if you hit the record button, anything that you played earlier, you can't bring back. You can't like capture that again. So if you like if you're like jamming out for a long time and you hit the record button, you lose all of the earlier stuff. But if you just keep playing things, it'll capture it for a very, very, very long time. Let's talk about why I think capture is really, really useful and important. Number one, it removes you from the tyranny of the record button and the metronome. So the way I write a lot of my MIDI is I will just kind of jam out on my MIDI controller. I'll just kind of perform until I find something cool that I like. And then once I make something cool that I like, I will then have to hit the record button, turn on the metronome, and then play it perfectly again. And that can be really stressful. I feel like when I'm just kind of jamming out, it's very kind of free flowing and I can do whatever I want and there's no pressure. When I'm playing to a metronome, it feels a little bit more stiff and I've got to perform in a certain way to make it perfect. It's kind of like that thing in physics where if you're like looking at particles, they behave in one way, and if you're not looking at particles, they behave a different way. Same thing is true for me for when I'm recording, and maybe that's true for you as well. So this way, I don't need to feel pressure of having to record and make the perfect performance. I can just play, and if I stumble upon something really cool, there it is, and I don't need to worry about it, and like there's my perfect performance. So staying away from the record button and the metronome, I think is really, really handy. It really helps my workflow quite a bit and just kind of like feeling a bit more free flowing. The other thing that I think is really important when it comes to using capture is it's very, very efficient. If you're looking to like maintain momentum when you're writing music, you can write a lot of stuff really quickly and just go from one idea to the next, to the next, to the next without a lot of stress. So let's go ahead and try this out. So right here, I got some drum sounds. I'm gonna go ahead and play a drum beat, find something I like, hit the capture button, and then we will loop it. So there's a little drum loop. I messed up a little bit in there in the middle, but it's not a big deal. We'll just find the loop that I like the best. So I'm gonna hit the capture button. And you can see it's got a couple notes over here that I played, and it has my first couple bars, my next couple bars. I think I did mess up in these two bars. So I'm just gonna loop bar 6 through 7, and I'm gonna take a listen to it, maybe quantize it if I need to. That's pretty good. I'm gonna kind of leave it the way it is, but that's all I need to do. All of this stuff where I like made mistakes or didn't do it perfectly, you can ignore it and just kind of move on. The other really, really important thing I want to mention when it comes to using capture that I think is really handy is that if you don't have any other clips in your session and you hit capture, it automatically takes your global tempo and matches it to the tempo of your performance. So if you play it at a certain speed, it can identify that speed and just that's what your tempo of your song will be. So if you're sitting down to write a beat and you're like, I don't know what kind of tempo I'm feeling today, you can just play it out first, and then Live will read that, and it will automatically set your global tempo to match the tempo that you played at. So we got our drum beat here. Now we can go over. I got a little kind of like plucky synthy sound. Sounds kind of like that. And I'm gonna hit play on my drums, start playing a few ideas, see if I can find something I like, and then again, I'm gonna capture and then loop it and move on with my life. So a couple different variations on kind of like a thematic melodic kind of thing. And I hit the capture button. And it gives me all those different ideas right here. So here's something you will notice when you're using capture, especially as you make longer clips. Sometimes it just like randomly loops different parts of it. That's not necessarily what you want. So what I'm gonna do is just change my loop brace, and maybe I will try out these 2 bars, see how these sound. You can see there's one extra note that's not supposed to be there. So let's go ahead and delete that guy, and we'll take a listen. That one's okay. Let's try this one over here, see if I like this one any better. Make sure my loop brace is in the right spot. No, that one's too choppy. I didn't play the notes long enough. And then this one. Cool, I can work with that. And like maybe I'll tweak it a little bit later on. And let's add a little bit of like delay on here just to like spice this up a little bit. Cool, we got a little delay on there. We can move on with our life. We'll go over here. We got a piano going on, just a little piano with a little bit of reverb. So same thing here. I'm gonna try a few different chord progressions, see if I find something I like, capture it, loop it, and then move on with my life. So that one towards the end there, I liked a little bit. There's a few that were definitely not as good, but that's part of like experimenting. You just play different notes, play different chords, see what kind of combinations you like, and then find something that works for you. So I kind of liked this one. My mouse will start working. So that's in there. We'll hit the legato button as well. And I missed a couple chords here. Cool. So I got some drums, I got some melody, I got some chords going on. I can start writing some bass lines. I can start tweaking these a little bit, kind of dialing them in. But this only takes a couple seconds. Like I did this all while explaining it. If I was just sitting down to write music, 3, 4, 5 minutes, I can come up with like a number of different loops and just kind of see if that sounds like something I'm interested in exploring more to actually finish writing a track with. That's kind of the idea here with capture. Really, really useful. One thing I did forget to mention is if you are using the push, if you hit the record button and then the new button at the same time, it's the same thing as hitting the capture button. That'll also work. And that way you don't need to use your mouse if you're like very push centric. Hopefully that is useful to you. If you are not using the capture function, try it out. It changed the way I produce music more than anything else in live, except for maybe drum racks. Those are like the 2 features that I like 100% cannot live without. I didn't know I needed it until I had it, and now that I have it, I can't live without it. That's how I write most of my music, or it's at least how I start most of my tracks these days. It's just play stuff, figure it out, capture, boom, there it is. Try it out yourself. Hopefully that helps you when you're writing your own music. Make some music with this, and let me know how it goes in the comment section below. And hopefully I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching.